talked about how, if this issue with the stock market continues, if the economy takes a bigger hit as a result of the coronavirus and kind of the chain reaction that occurs as a result of that, the market that is likely going to feel this first is the luxury market. It's because people have more disposable income. They have more money invested. They're not necessarily driven by a need to buy $1 million plus home. They would like to. They want it. They usually can afford what they want. But if they feel less wealthy, or if they are less wealthy, it's going to prevent them from making purchases of big ticket items that they don't really need, if that makes sense. So I want to talk about selling luxury real estate. We've been blessed. We've sold quite a large amount of luxury real estate on my team. And so I just want to give you guys some tips for selling luxury real estate. And in this market, I would say 750 and up is what I would consider luxury. But hey, everybody gets the luxury treatment on the BrianBeatty team. Wink, wink. But no, in all seriousness, let's talk about selling luxury real estate. So really the first thing is making the right first impression. And this is, everything from enhancing your curb appeal with landscaping and to rearranging existing furniture, having a professional designer and decorator go in, which we provide at our cost. There are so many different ways to capture the interest of a buyer from the moment they arrive for the first time. And having staged and shown, countless homes, I know pretty much exactly what turns on and what turns off people. And when I walk through a house with somebody, we talk about how to put that home in the best position possible to cater to the most people possible as cost effectively as possible. So like as an example, when we walk through with our professional designer and decorator, we go through room by room and we say, this is what you could do. This is what you should do. This is what you should not do. Do not spend money on this. You're not going to get your money back. It's going to be a waste of your time. It's going to prolong us getting this property on the market. And it's just a waste of resources. It's unnecessary. And so many times I'll have people call me, I'll have people call me after they've done all this work, or they've gotten this work lined up and it's in progress, and they'll either tell me how much they spent on the project and it makes me cringe because I know I could have gotten it for thousands of dollars less, or I could have saved them that expense at all because it's just not necessary. It's just not something that they needed to do in order to get that home sold. So, but the reality is this: outside of staging, buyers don't want to inherit a project, right? Especially luxury buyers, unless that's specifically what they're looking for. If they feel like they're going to have to put a bunch of money into the house, they're going to want you to discount for their effort and time, not just for the cost associated with those projects. And that's something to take into consideration. Look at your competition. See how many of those homes are being presented in its best light. And if there are things that you can do to match or look better than your competition, if you can, and it makes sense financially, then do it, because that's exactly who you're going up against, are the people that might have taken the time up front to sell it. So making the right first impression also means, wowing people. This does relate to marketing. I also think that it relates to the agent that you choose, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. I don't want to get on my soapbox on this because I really don't have the time, but if I see one more $1 million plus listing with iPhone photos, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. I don't want to say on air what I'm going to do, but which in reality is nothing, but you kind of catch my drift. It's so silly. It's ridiculous. But what can you do? So when we talk about marketing, I always tell people I'm in two businesses. I'm in the business, first and foremost, of representing my clients, consulting them, and helping them buy and sell and invest in real estate. But I am also in the business of finding people to help buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Any business that is truly effective understands this concept. So as an agent, I need to be implementing a marketing plan that works based on my previous results. And online marketing is the place to start, but print media, referral networks are also marketing channels that an agent should utilize, in my opinion. And ultimately, a luxury home needs exposure, but it needs the right exposure. If your agent's plan is to just work on curb appeal and staging and put it in the MLS, you might be able to sell it. But if our market has taught us one thing, it's that your home may have difficulty selling in even the best of circumstances, even with a shortage of inventory, even with incredibly low interest rates. It begs the question, hey, I've had my home on the market for X number of months. Why hasn't it sold? All I'm hearing are these success stories. And, these guys that say, well, John and Sally listed their home with blah, 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 and they sold it in 2 days for $5 million above asking price. And it's just, that is not reality. It can be sometimes that happens, and you get this flash in the pan success, and you build your whole marketing plan around this occurrence, which also included a little bit of luck, let's be honest. But the reality is this: agents need to be better at marketing. The days of just putting it in the MLS and pricing it effectively are coming up. Their time is coming. And if you think about what I was saying earlier about the fact that we have all these agents on our market that are frankly new or newer, every year that goes by, experienced agents hang up the towel and they retire. Or they get to the point where they are not really interested in reinvesting a bunch into their business, right? They're not looking for the next best thing that's going to increase productivity and technology that's going to create better customer service or find buyers for their property. They're kind of, they're tired a little bit. They know what works for them. They've got a customer base that's going to come to them no matter what, that wants to buy, sell, and invest in real estate. They don't really have to work that hard anymore. And so for them, they're going to give you what they know and what they're used to. And that can be okay, but it also begs the question of, is that exactly what you want? Do you want the familiarity of an agent that you've known for years that sells real estate and does a pretty good job of it? Or do you want the person that's going to hustle, that has the best of the best in the form of tools and processes and people and systems to help you sell your home for the most money in the least amount of time? A lot of people obviously go with who they know, and that's okay, and I respect that. But I think for the people that really want to get impressed and see how an incredibly effective team can make them more money, can sell their home faster, those are the types of people that we work with, and I really enjoy being able to say with confidence that that's what you get when you hire my team. But, luxury real estate agents, they've got to be innovative. It has to be more than what they typically do for any other home. And if their process is, hey, let's just put this home on this conveyor belt, this set it and forget it marketing approach where we take nice photos, we put it in the MLS, which goes to Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and Redfin and all these other websites, and maybe we do an open house, maybe we throw it on our business Facebook page, and then they just kind of wait. And after waiting for a while, if a buyer doesn't come around, then what's the solution? Oh, well, obviously we're overpriced. We got to reduce the price now. Agents' marketing plans are not dynamic. They're static. And if they're not changing, if they're not constantly trying to retarget and remarket people that may have initially expressed an interest, if they don't even have those tools, then you're losing opportunities as a seller to sell your house. Or even worse, they do have these properties on these websites, but there's no mechanism for that interested buyer to communicate directly with the listing agent. I dare you right now, go to Zillow and look at some random property in your neighborhood. And when you do, you will see that there will be 4 agents assigned to that listing. One of them is going to be the listing agent. And you hope that the listing agent is the one with the most reviews and the most sales, because that's likely who people are going to contact, unless you have what my team has, which is exclusivity in our marketing. When people go to Zillow and they look at my listings, I'm the only choice they have. Zillow doesn't even offer that anymore. We only have it because we're grandfathered in. I used to pay for that service when they offered it, and then they took it away. But they said, hey, if you're still spending the same amount of money on Zillow, we'll give you exclusivity on your listings. And so the great thing for us is that, yeah, we do all this proactive stuff to find buyers, and I'm not going to get into what we do, but we also have a safety net in place that ensures if somebody goes online and they express interest in my listing, I'm the only person they can contact. There is no other choice to contact anybody else. There are only a handful of agents. I can probably count on 2 hands the number of agents out of 7,000 that still have that feature in our market. And that's huge. So marketing has to change. And we're talking about selling luxury real estate. When we're talking about Pricing is something that is challenging, especially if you have a bunch of high-end features in your home. And it boils down to the experience of the agent. Another tip I'll give you is that you have to be patient with the process. If you sell it within the first 30 days, then fantastic, you hit a home run. It means you were in the right place at the right time and the right buyer was looking for a home like yours. But they take longer to sell. It takes longer to locate the buyers, kind of pin them down and then get them to come and view your listing. It's just a little bit of a longer sales cycle. Last thing I'm going to say really quick is just work with your agent, not against them. Be open with them, communicate with them, allow them to communicate with you honestly. I think what people want in relationships with real estate agents is trust. But I always say this, there is no trust without accountability. We have to do what we say we're going to do. And luxury clients, luxury buyers, luxury sellers, they have no patience for anything other than the utmost professionalism and somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. So if that's something that we can help you with, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the luxury market, we have a lot of experience in it. We'd love to help you out. My number is 843-400-8009. That's 843-400-8009. Or visit our website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Stick around for the